Hi, and welcome to our first video tutorial for our Striv U education platform. Thanks for tuning in here as we are going to be talking about Wirecast and just kind of going over some of the basics about Wirecast and adding your sources and editing shots. All of you I've trained in person at your school, but today we'll just kind of do a review so you have this for your reference in case you were to have forgotten anything. I have a camera source already hooked up. I've clicked on the template that you have that should be created on your desktop. And let's go ahead and add our camera source. So we'll come down here and hit the camera button with the plus. And this brings up a list of all of the different sources that are available for you to add into Wirecast. In this case, we will add the capture card intensity extreme, which I have my camera hooked up to. And we'll go ahead and add that, and I've got a camera pointed on me right now to be able to do that. You can add as many of those as you want. You can do it through the camera button with the plus, or you can come down here and hit a duplicate shot as well. I'll go back here and I'm going to also add a preview shot here as well, which has been set up already for you guys, and I'll turn off the auto live, so you have to actually hit the go button for the shot to change and go to the live shot. So we've got our sources. Right now we have our preview, so in order to make it go to the live side, we would hit go. There's several different transitions that we can choose from. You can have 3 showing right here, but if you hit the little down arrow, there's several different transitions available to you that are very similar to PowerPoint or Keynote. So you can click on those. You can also adjust the speed of the transition. So if you wanted to go fastest, you could do that. And I don't have another, let me add another source here. So I'll add the FaceTime camera here. And we'll do smooth cut, and you can see the transition was very fast. We could do the bowstring. Go back to this shot, and again, that was the fastest. And you could put that on the slowest if you wanted to. I usually put it on normal and cut for any type of game or event. Here's where you add any media that you would like to have in your shots. You can add a video commercial, you can add a picture, you can add a music shot, or any type of music file or anything like that, any PNG file, which is a file that's transparent, so there's no white background like a JPEG file. And you can add that, so a lot of schools will add their Twitter hashtag, school logo, or what we do at Heartland is Heartland Husky Sports Network, or Husky Sports Network, HSN. You can add any of those graphics on there. In order to edit your shot and add maybe a scoreboard or any of those other options, you can just double click on that, or you can also right click and hit edit shot, and this window will pull up here. This is where we can add any sources. If you've done anything with Photoshop, it's basically like adding layers on top of the video. So in order to add a scoreboard or a file or anything like that, or music at halftime maybe, you're going to want to hit the plus button, and you're going to want to make sure that source that you're adding, if you want it to be on top, is above the video source. So if we were to have some music files, maybe some images right here, we could add those, and I can move that around anywhere. Let's say I wanted to change the size of that and I wanted that to show up. I would hit the command button. I would click on the trackpad and move my middle finger up or down. Or if you're on a mouse like I am, I can just move it up and down when I'm clicked on it. And then I can move that image wherever I want. So I'll just leave it here for now. If we wanted to add any music, we would have to add another source. And I'll maybe push that all the way down here. Go back. And I would then hit one of these music files that I've already previously uploaded. You can hit the plus button here and do that as well by adding music. So I could hit jump around and that music then would play if I were to go back here and hit go. It also tells you the amount of time that music file will be playing and how long that is, so you know when to switch the shot manually. So that's playing right now, and I can go in and delete that. Come back out here and hit go, and now the music has stopped, as you can see. I do have full control over audio. I can mute everything by just clicking that button and the little speaker turns off. This button right here is to control whether I'm listening to headphones. So all the audio from the live stream, if I were to have some sound hooked up to Wirecast, would be going through my headphones. If you want to just turn that off, you don't have headphones, you'll want to click that so the sound doesn't come over your laptop and then go back into the camera and you get some feedback. Another quick way to add any audio source is to hit this button right here. This is a great way, so if you have a web camera or something like that that's picking up audio, you can change the audio to that. So let's say you have a camera that you want to switch to onto the court or wider view of the field. You can actually share the same audio source from the one single camera that you're using by just selecting this intensity extreme. So now the sound is actually coming from this shot, even though I'm using this on a different computer or a different source. And to get rid of that, you can just hit it again. Let's go back in and we'll finish up the tutorial with how to add some text to this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this source, and I'm going to add it again, add a blank one, and I'm going to go to the little T button here. And that pulls up a bunch of pre-made templates made by Wirecast. And we like to use the Scoreboard here. I remember where it's at. It's right here. So this is a standard scoreboard. You can't change the color or anything like that. In order to edit the fields, you come over here to the T button. And you would type in your team name. Line 2 would be the score. The opposing team and their score. I can also go in and change the font size. So if I wanted to change this to be a little bit smaller, I would click this button right here, the little capital A, lowercase a, and it's going to change. I can bring that down to maybe 28 or right about there. I can do the same thing for Huskies. I can make that a little bit smaller. So now it fits in there. In order to change the score during the game, and you can see everything's being done on the preview side, so they're still seeing this image on the live side if we were to be broadcasting. So let's go ahead and change the scoreboard so it's on the live side. I just click back into the main window and hit go, and now our scoreboard's there and we can go ahead and proceed with the game. Let's say the Huskies, if we're playing football, score a touchdown and they score the extra point. We would come back over here, nothing has been changed until we hit the go button. So that's how we manage the scoreboard. Some schools, you will be able to add another camera here. We may do a separate tutorial on adding that camera and cropping that down if you want to add a scoreboard and have the clock showing at that same time. That will conclude our quick tutorial here on Wirecast 101 as we cover video and Wirecast in our first section on Striv U. Thanks for tuning in and have a great weekend.